What's up, guys? Hope you've had a good day. Slightly different video for me. I'm just going to tell you a story, but it's a story of probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my plumbing career. And that's the time that I thought I had poisoned someone, carbon monoxide poisoning, from a boiler I'd installed, and I had been struck off the gas safe register and was probably going to go to prison. So not a nice thing to have happened, but I'll tell you the full story. So it started off, I was at work and my phone rang, my mobile rang, and I answered the phone and it was a guy, and he started to tell me that, you know, is that Peter Booth, G&V Booth? And I said, yeah. He's like, right, my auntie's been taken to hospital with suspected carbon monoxide poisoning and you fitted the boiler at her house. So straight away I was like, what's the address? But he wouldn't tell me. But he was saying things like, I can't believe you've done this, you're a cowboy, you work shit, I've had a gas safe inspector around, he says it's some of the worst work he's ever seen, it's really dangerous, you're a fucking cowboy, stuff like that. And eventually he gave me the address, and I don't know about you, but I can pretty much remember every address I've worked at. Not every address, but something in my head. I know where the house was, probably what I did, and where the nearest cob shop is. But he gave me this address in Loughborough, and it didn't ring any immediate bells, but I was so concerned about what he was saying that I wanted to drive over there and check it out. So I couldn't stay at the job I was at anymore because I felt shit. I was panicking. So I made my excuses, jumped in the van and started to drive to this job. And straight away when I was in the van, I rang my dad and I said, Dad, can you remember this address? Have we ever fitted a boiler there? And he couldn't remember, but he's old. So I said, look on the accounting system, see if there's anything for this address. Someone's rang me, this is what's happened. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So I hung up and I was about 10 minutes from the job at this point, and my phone rang again, different mobile number. And this time it was a guy, a gas safe inspector. And he said, is that Peter Booth? I said, yeah. He says, all right, I've been called out to this address, and he gave me the address. I've got to let you know that the installation was dangerous. The customers made a formal complaint. So you are under investigation. You're suspended from the gas safe register. You can't do any more gas work. And I was asking him for details, and he was saying, look, do you understanding me? You can't do any more gas work. I said, yeah, that's fair enough, but can you give me some details? But he wouldn't. So I asked him to email me details of what he told me, like the fact that I was suspended, the fact that I couldn't do any gas saving work anymore. And he said he would, so I hung up. So then I pulled up outside the job, the address that he'd given me, and I didn't recognise it at all, didn't recognise the street. I couldn't get in, but I had a look down the entry to see if there was like a boiler flue that I would recognise, anything to ring a bell of me doing the job, and I just couldn't. So then I rang the gas safe register up, the official number off the website, and I got through to a woman on the switchboard, and I said, look, I've had a call from a gas safe inspector to tell me that I'm suspended. Can you give me some details? So I gave her my gas safe registration number, all my details. She looked on the system and there wasn't anything against my name to say a complaint had been made. Now, in between this happening, when I was driving to the job, I was thinking all kinds of things. Like I was thinking, someone's in hospital. What if she dies? I'm going to go to prison. All kinds of things. I felt sick. And it was real stressful. Now, I'm not going to say I've got depression, but I have periods in my life where I go very quiet. I don't really want to talk to anyone, and I just want to be on my own. And luckily for me, this happened in the middle of summer. I was positive, work was going well, everything was good. So I was in a good frame of mind. I was happy. I don't want to think about what would have happened or what I would have done if I was in one of my sort of down, quiet moments, because this kind of shit is the stuff that can tip you over the edge. But anyway, horrible experience. I don't know why it had happened at this point, and whether they confused me with someone else or whether they got the address wrong, so I'm still panicking. My dad rang me back. I told him I'd never been to this address. He said he couldn't find anything on the system for this address. And then I got a text message through from the first number that had called me, and it said, that will teach you to leave your phone number on YouTube. And it was some guy pranking me. I couldn't believe it, honestly, I couldn't believe it. So straight away, I did a bit of digging on the number, and I found an image of him, and I sent him the picture, and I said, is this you? And he's like, yeah, so what? I was like, right, I've obviously got a lot of followers on Twitter, I've got followers on Instagram. I'm going to put your picture on there, see if someone knows you, someone's bound to know you. Then he started to completely backtrack, and he's like, please don't, my boss will find out, I'll get the sack. He was an apprentice plumber. So I didn't out him. I did a little bit of a story on Instagram where I spoke about what had happened because I was so upset. It probably shook me. And then I sort of kind of let it go. A lot of people on Twitter especially said you need to out him because he'll do it again. But I kind of I let it go. I didn't do anything about it. And this is where it gets really, like, if you weren't angry already, this will make you angry. So probably 2 or 3 months later, there's a young lad on Instagram. He's looking for a job because he's lost his job. He's an apprentice plumber. He's asking people to give him a shout out to try and find a job, basically. Now, if anyone ever messages me on Instagram, an apprentice, and you're looking for work, you're trying to find an apprenticeship, I will normally, if I see the message, do you a tweet, and I'll tweet out your location, your age, your qualifications. I like to include a picture of you working because it makes it a bit more personal, and I'll put that on my Twitter, and a lot of time we find guys a job or an apprenticeship. So this account messaged me and asked me if I would do it. So I said, yeah, of course I will. Send me a picture. So he sent me a picture. Of course, it matched the picture of the guy's WhatsApp profile from the number that he'd pranked me on. So I sent it back to him, the profile picture off the WhatsApp, and I said, is this you? And he was like, no. I was like, well, it looks a lot like you. And it looked like the same guy. And then he admitted it. He just says, yeah, you've caught me. So the cheeky fucker, after pranking me, putting me through absolute hell, had then tried to get me to try and find him a job because he'd lost his job. And that's fucking karma for you. And it gets even better. A few months later, after I said, no, I'm not doing it, and he said, fair enough, you know, I fucked up, I'll never do it again, whatever. A few months later, he tried to enter one of my giveaways to win, I don't know, a cordless drill or something. The level of cheekiness in this kid, I just couldn't believe it. I tried to find a picture so I could put his picture on the YouTube video, but I've deleted it all. His name was Will. I can't remember his second name, but yeah, little shit. It was all a prank, but honestly, worst thing that's ever happened to me. I went white as a sheet. My heart was beating through my chest. I felt sick. I thought I was going to prison, all because some little shit wanted to prank me. Yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think in the comments. And has anything like that ever happened to you? I hope it's not. And I hope if you're watching this, Will, no, I don't know. So you'll have to let me know in the comments what you think about that. I mean, at the time, I got a lot of messages of support. A lot of people couldn't believe it had happened. As I say, a lot of people asking me to out him, but hopefully the kid's never done it again. He's learnt a lesson. And if you're watching this and you're thinking of doing a prank call to someone, a small one-man band self-employed person is not a good target, because it's my career, it's my livelihood, it puts a roof over my head. And telling someone that they've put someone in hospital, making them think that they're going to go to prison, lose their job, lose everything, how can that ever be funny? I just don't think that's not a practical joke. That's not a prank. So yeah, I don't know what else to say, guys. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on Sunday night. I've got a really good video for you this week. We've got some good boiler fault finding. Have a good weekend.